Over the past decade, South Korea has quietly but decisively transformed itself into one of the most influential defense partners of the Philippines. What began as a limited supplier relationship has evolved into a broad strategic partnership spanning naval power, air combat, missile technology, and land-based systems. Today, this cooperation is no longer just about procurement. It is about trust, reliability, and long-term military capability. That growing alliance was placed firmly in the spotlight during one of Asia's most important defense gatherings, the International Maritime Defense Exhibition 2025, widely known as MADEX 2025. Held from May 28 to May 31, 2025, in the port city of Busan, South Korea, MADEX brought together more than 100 defense delegations from over 30 countries. Among them were senior officials from the Philippine Department of National Defense, the Philippine Navy, and the Philippine Marine Corps, a clear signal that Manila views South Korea as a priority defense partner, not merely a vendor. But for South Korea, MADEX 2025 was more than just an exhibition. It was a declaration of intent. South Korea has set an ambitious national objective to become the fourth largest arms exporter in the world by 2027. This goal is backed by aggressive investment, rapid production timelines, and a proven ability to deliver complex military platforms on schedule, something that many traditional defense exporters struggle to guarantee. At MADEX 2025, Korean defense firms showcased a wide spectrum of capabilities. These ranged from guided missile frigates and offshore patrol vessels to precision missile systems, combat vehicles, artillery, and integrated combat management technologies. What made this showcase particularly notable was how closely it aligned with the current and future needs of the armed forces of the Philippines. Unlike exhibitions that focus on conceptual prototypes, South Korea emphasized platforms that are already in production, already operational, and already being delivered, many of them to the Philippines itself. This practical, execution-focused approach is one of the key reasons why South Korea has become such a trusted partner for Manila. For Korean defense manufacturers, the Philippines is not an afterthought or a secondary market. It is a strategic customer with long-term potential across all military domains. The Philippines' geographic position, especially amid rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea, demands a military that is mobile, interoperable, and capable of sustained operations. South Korean platforms, known for cost efficiency, modular design, and fast delivery, fit these requirements exceptionally well. At MADEX 2025, this alignment was unmistakable. Korean firms did not simply display generic systems. They actively promoted solutions tailored to Philippine operational needs, doctrine, and budget realities. Nowhere was this clearer than in the discussions surrounding the Philippine Air Force. One of the most closely watched developments to emerge from MADEX 2025 was the expected finalization of a new fighter aircraft deal between the Philippines and Korea Aerospace Industries, or KAI. The Philippine government is widely expected to approve the acquisition of 12 additional FA-50 Block 70 light combat aircraft, a deal valued at approximately 40 billion pesos. This purchase would double the current FA-50 fleet of the Philippine Air Force, significantly strengthening its air defense and tactical strike capability. However, these are not simply more of the same aircraft. The FA-50 Block 70 represents a substantial leap forward compared to earlier variants. These upgraded aircraft are expected to feature advanced radar systems with improved detection and tracking, compatibility with modern air-to-air missiles, enhanced avionics and mission computers, potential aerial refueling capability, extending operational range and endurance. With these upgrades, the FA-50 Block 70 moves beyond its traditional role as a lead-in fighter trainer. It becomes a credible multi-role combat aircraft, capable of air policing, close air support, limited air superiority missions, and maritime strike roles. For the Philippine Air Force, this means faster response times, improved deterrence, and a more flexible combat force, without the cost and logistical burden of acquiring heavier fourth-generation fighters. Just as importantly, the FA-50 has already proven itself in Philippine service. Its strong operational record has reinforced confidence in Korean aerospace engineering, sustainment support, and training integration. And the air domain is only one part of the story. While the skies matter, the maritime domain is where the Philippines faces its most urgent security challenges. Recognizing this reality, South Korea has become a cornerstone of the Philippine Navy's modernization program. One of the most significant milestones is scheduled for September 2025. The delivery of BRP Diego Silang, the second unit of the Malvar-class guided missile frigates, constructed by HD Hyundai Heavy Industries. This ship is part of a 28 billion peso contract signed in 2021, a deal that reinforced South Korea's reputation for on-time delivery and high-quality naval construction. The Malvar-class frigates represent a major upgrade in Philippine naval capability. They are designed for surface warfare, anti-air operations, anti-submarine missions, maritime domain awareness. Equipped with modern sensors, weapons, and combat management systems, these frigates significantly enhance the Navy's ability to operate in contested waters and protect national interests. But the frigate program is only part of a broader naval expansion. In parallel with the frigate deliveries, South Korea is also building a new class of offshore patrol vessels, OPVs, for the Philippine Navy. The first ship of this class, to be named BRP Raja Sulaiman, is scheduled for launch on June 11, 2025, in Ulsan, South Korea. This launch will mark the beginning of the Raja Sulaiman class OPV program, a 30 billion peso acquisition signed in 2022, covering a total of 6 vessels. Each OPV displaces approximately 2,400 tons and is configured specifically for extended patrol, surveillance, and sovereignty protection missions. Key armament and features include a 76mm super rapid main gun, 2 30mm remote-controlled weapon stations, Simbad RC missile launchers, modern navigation, and command systems. These vessels are not designed for high-end naval combat, but they are perfectly suited for the day-to-day realities of maritime security. Patrolling exclusive economic zones, deterring illegal activities, and maintaining a visible presence in sensitive areas, including the West Philippine Sea. By pairing high-end frigates with versatile OPVs, the Philippine Navy is building a more balanced and sustainable fleet, one that can respond to both gray zone challenges and conventional threats. And South Korea is supplying both ends of that capability spectrum. What sets South Korea apart from many defense exporters is not just technology, but execution. Contracts are followed by production. Production is followed by delivery, and delivery is followed by sustained support. This reliability has not gone unnoticed in Manila. As a result, the Philippine Navy is now actively considering a second frigate acquisition program, projected to be worth at least 34 billion pesos, excluding missiles and munitions. The fact that South Korean shipbuilders are among the leading contenders for this future project speaks volumes. It reflects a growing belief that Korean naval platforms offer the right balance of capability, cost, and consistency, and this confidence extends beyond ships and aircraft. By the end of MADEX 2025, one conclusion was unavoidable. The defense relationship between South Korea and the Philippines is no longer transactional. It is strategic. It spans air, sea, and soon land domains. It involves not just platforms, but systems, weapons, and long-term technological integration, and it is driven by shared interests in regional stability, maritime security, and credible deterrence. While fighter jets and naval vessels capture attention, the backbone of modern military effectiveness lies in precision weaponry, advanced electronics, and integrated combat systems. And here too, South Korea is emerging as a critical partner for the Philippines. At MADEX 2025, Korean defense firms did not merely display ships and aircraft. They showcased a full spectrum of military technology designed for interoperability, rapid deployment, and long-term sustainability. The lesson was clear. South Korea is positioning itself as a comprehensive supplier capable of supporting the Philippine military across all domains. For the Philippine Navy, the importance of credible anti-ship and anti-submarine capabilities cannot be overstated. The waters around the Philippines are among the busiest and most strategically significant in Asia. Protecting maritime borders requires not only presence but lethal deterrence. Korean companies have already begun delivering essential systems, notably Sea Star anti-ship missiles, Blue Shark torpedoes. These weapons are operational, battle-tested, and integrated into existing Philippine Navy vessels. They enhance the Navy's ability to protect its fleet and deter potential adversaries. But Korea's ambitions do not stop at naval applications. They are actively seeking to expand their offerings to other branches of the armed forces of the Philippines. South Korean missile and electronics firms, such as Lignex 1, are promoting a range of ground-based and air defense systems that could transform Philippine capabilities. Among the most notable are Ray-Bolt anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs, designed for precision strikes against armored vehicles, fortified positions, and tactical bunkers. The Ray-Bolt is lightweight, portable, and highly accurate, giving infantry and marine units a modern anti-armor option previously unavailable. Chiron Short-Range Air Defense Systems, SHORAD. These mobile air defense systems can track and neutralize low-flying threats including drones, helicopters, and close-range aircraft. Chiron adds a layered defense to Philippine bases and critical infrastructure, protecting both personnel and equipment from aerial attack. MSAM-2 Medium-Range Air Defense Systems, a complementary system to Chiron. The MSAM-2 can engage higher altitude threats at greater ranges, providing a networked air defense umbrella for key areas. GPS-guided smart bombs. Intended for the Philippine Air Force, these precision munitions enhance strike capabilities without requiring full-scale tactical bombers. Integrated with FA-50 Block 70 aircraft, they allow rapid, accurate engagement of maritime or terrestrial targets. By combining these systems with existing platforms, the Philippine Army and Marine Corps gain both flexibility and lethality, essential in modern, multi-domain conflicts. Weapons are only effective if they are connected to a cohesive command and control network. Recognizing this, South Korea has also focused on supplying advanced electronics and combat management systems. Hanoa Systems, a leading Korean provider, supplies the combat management software installed on Philippine Navy warships. This technology allows vessels to track multiple targets simultaneously, prioritize threats and optimize response, integrate weapons, radar, and communication systems seamlessly. For the Philippine Navy, Hanoa Systems represents more than just equipment. It is a strategic partnership. By providing ongoing support, upgrades, and interoperability solutions, Hanoa ensures that Philippine warships remain operationally effective long into the future. The goal is not simply short-term capability, but sustainable, technology-driven force projection. South Korea's contribution extends far beyond naval and aerial domains. For the Philippine Marine Corps and Army, Korean land systems are redefining artillery and battlefield mobility. Among the key platforms being promoted are K9 Thunder self-propelled howitzers, highly mobile, heavily armed, and capable of firing at ranges exceeding 40 kilometers. The K9 offers rapid-fire capability, precision, and operational endurance. It significantly enhances the Philippine military's long-range firepower, especially useful in island defense scenarios. Chunmoo Multi-Launch Rocket Systems, MLRS. Complementing the K9, the Chunmoo system provides saturated area coverage for both offensive and defensive operations. Its precision-guided rockets can strike targets with minimal collateral damage, ideal for complex terrain and contested regions. Amphibious assault vehicles. For the Philippine Marine Corps, amphibious mobility is critical. Korean-designed vehicles provide high-speed beach landings, tactical flexibility, and integrated support for infantry and artillery. They are purpose-built to operate in the archipelagic environment of the Philippines, bridging sea and land operations effectively. The integration of these systems represents a shift in Philippine military doctrine. No longer are platforms purchased in isolation. They are part of a larger networked approach to defense. Key advantages include interoperability. Korean systems are designed to work together across air, sea, and land domains, allowing different branches of the military to operate cohesively. Rapid deployment. Lightweight and modular systems like the Ray-Bolt and Chiron enable rapid reaction to emerging threats. Scalable firepower. Whether for island defense, maritime patrol, or inland operations, these systems provide scalable solutions that can be deployed individually or as part of larger formations. Sustainability. Korean firms emphasize long-term support, ensuring spare parts, upgrades, and technical assistance are consistently available. For the Philippines, this combination is particularly significant given rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea and the complex geographic environment of the archipelago. Modern military hardware is only as effective as the personnel operating it. Recognizing this, South Korea has paired every equipment contract with training programs, technical education, and maintenance support. Philippine crews and operators receive hands-on training for missile systems, naval weapons, and aircraft operations, technical maintenance courses to ensure long-term sustainability, simulation-based exercises for combat readiness and operational familiarity. This knowledge transfer ensures that the Philippine military is not dependent solely on foreign technicians, creating a self-sufficient and highly skilled force. Taken together, these developments point to a strategic, long-term partnership between South Korea and the Philippines, one that goes far beyond one-off purchases or short-term contracts. Consider the broader implications: air domain FA-50 Block 70 jets, smart munitions, aerial refueling capabilities; sea domain, Malvar-class frigates, Raja Sulaiman-class OPVs, anti-ship and anti-submarine weapons; land domain, K-9 Thunder, Chunmoo MLRS, amphibious assault vehicles, Raybolt ATGMs, Chiron Shored. Each investment reinforces the others, creating a complementary, integrated defense posture. The Philippines is no longer patching together disparate systems. It is building a modern, interoperable, and sustainable military. This strategic alignment also signals a shift in regional defense dynamics. By establishing a reliable, technologically capable partner in South Korea, the Philippines strengthens not only its military capability, but also its diplomatic leverage in Southeast Asia and beyond. The pipeline of Korean military equipment for the Philippines does not stop with the contracts already signed. Philippine defense planners are actively considering a second frigate acquisition program, expanding naval presence and combat capacity, additional FA-50 Block 70 jets to fully modernize the air fleet, expanded land systems for the Army and Marine Corps, including additional K-9 and Chunmoo units, further integration of Korean command, control, communications, computers, and intelligence C4I systems. Every future acquisition reflects the same pattern: reliability, technological sophistication, and cost-effectiveness, hallmarks of South Korean defense exports. By the end of this phase, one thing is clear: South Korea is no longer a peripheral player in Philippine defense. It has become a core partner, providing not just hardware but knowledge, technology, and strategic integration across all domains of warfare. From ships patrolling the seas, to aircraft defending the skies, to missiles and artillery reshaping land operations, the South Korean wave is transforming the Philippine military into a modern, capable, and responsive force. By 2025, the defense partnership between South Korea and the Philippines has moved well beyond procurement lists and delivery schedules. It has matured into a strategic alignment shaped by shared security concerns, converging national interests, and a rapidly changing regional environment. This partnership is not happening in isolation. It is unfolding at a time when the security landscape of Southeast Asia is becoming increasingly complex, particularly in the maritime domain. At the center of these challenges lies the West Philippine Sea. For the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea is not an abstract geopolitical concept. It is a living operational environment, one where fishing vessels, Coast Guard ships, naval patrols, and foreign maritime forces operate in close proximity on a daily basis. The increasing presence of foreign vessels, combined with gray zone tactics and coercive maritime behavior, has forced the Philippine government to reassess its defense priorities. Presence alone is no longer sufficient. What is required is credible, sustained, and modern deterrence. South Korean-built platforms are becoming central to that effort. Offshore patrol vessels provide endurance and visibility. Guided missile frigates deliver combat power and command capability. Fighter aircraft extend air coverage and response time. Missile systems and artillery reinforce territorial defense. Together, these capabilities create a layered and resilient defense posture, one that allows the Philippines to respond proportionally, decisively, and legally within its sovereign rights. Historically, the Philippine military relied heavily on symbolic presence and limited response assets. That model is no longer sufficient in an era defined by advanced sensors, long-range weapons, and information warfare. The introduction of South Korean platforms marks a transition from symbolic defense to operational power. This shift is evident in several ways: extended patrol duration, enabled by modern OPVs, multi-role naval combatants, capable of engaging surface, subsurface, and aerial threats, air assets that can conduct both peacetime patrols and combat missions, land-based systems that support joint operations across islands. The The Philippine military is no longer building forces for single-purpose missions. It is constructing a joint, networked force capable of operating across domains. South Korea's emphasis on modular design and interoperability aligns perfectly with this transformation. South Korea's appeal as a defense partner lies not just in its technology, but in its strategic compatibility with Philippine realities. Unlike traditional exporters that focus on high-cost, high-maintenance platforms, Korean defense firms design systems that balance capability with sustainability. This matters deeply for a military operating across an archipelago of more than 7,000 islands. Key factors include fast production and delivery. Korean shipyards and factories have repeatedly demonstrated their ability to deliver complex platforms on schedule, a critical factor in urgent modernization programs. Cost-effective modernization. Korean systems provide advanced capability without the financial burden associated with heavier Western platforms. Operational familiarity. Many Korean systems are already in service with the Philippine military, reducing training time and logistical complexity. Long-term support commitments. Korea emphasizes lifecycle support, upgrades, and spare parts availability, ensuring platforms remain viable for decades. These factors explain why Philippine defense planners increasingly view South Korea not as an alternative, but as a primary partner. The growing South Korea-Philippines defense relationship also carries regional implications. Southeast Asia is witnessing a gradual but unmistakable shift toward modernization and capability enhancement. As one of the region's most strategically located nations, the Philippines plays a pivotal role in shaping the maritime balance. By strengthening its military through Korean systems, the Philippines contributes to regional deterrent stability, freedom of navigation enforcement, multilateral interoperability with allies and partners. Importantly, this modernization is defensive in nature. It does not seek escalation. Instead, it aims to raise the cost of coercion, making aggressive actions less attractive and less effective. South Korea's involvement adds another layer of complexity to the regional security architecture, diversifying defense relationships and reducing over-reliance on any single supplier or partner. Beyond immediate military capability, the partnership also opens the door to defense industrial cooperation. South Korean firms have expressed interest in local maintenance, repair and overhaul, MRO facilities, technology sharing and joint training programs, knowledge transfer for ship maintenance and systems integration. For the Philippines, this presents an opportunity to gradually build domestic defense support capacity, reducing long-term dependence on overseas facilities. While full-scale local production remains a long-term goal, even partial industrial participation strengthens resilience and operational readiness. Despite its strengths, the partnership is not without challenges. Budget constraints remain a constant reality. Every acquisition must compete with social services, infrastructure, and disaster response funding. The Philippine government must carefully balance ambition with affordability. There are also operational challenges. Integrating new systems into existing command structures, ensuring sufficient trained personnel for advanced platforms, maintaining interoperability with other international partners. However, South Korea's track record of gradual phased integration helps mitigate these risks. Rather than overwhelming the user with abrupt transitions, Korean systems are designed to be introduced incrementally. As global security dynamics continue to evolve, the Philippines faces a future defined by uncertainty, competition, and rapid technological change. In this environment, defense partnerships must be flexible, reliable, and aligned with national priorities. The South Korea-Philippines defense relationship meets these criteria. It is grounded in mutual respect, proven delivery performance, shared commitment to regional stability. From fighter jets in the sky to patrol vessels at sea, from missile systems on land to digital combat management networks, South Korea is helping the Philippines build a military suited for 21st century challenges. The term Korean Wave is often associated with culture and entertainment, but in the Philippines it is increasingly taking on a new meaning. It now represents modern warships protecting sovereign waters, aircraft defending national airspace, missiles and artillery, strengthening deterrence technology, ensuring interoperability and sustainability. This wave is not temporary, it is structural. and it is reshaping how the Philippines defends itself. With key contracts underway, additional acquisitions under evaluation, and deeper cooperation on the horizon, the trajectory is clear. The partnership between South Korea and the Philippines is set to expand, not just in scale, but in depth and sophistication. As the armed forces of the Philippines continues its modernization journey, one thing is certain: South Korea will remain one of its most important and dependable defense partners. The transformation is already underway, and the next chapter of Philippine defense is being written, steel by steel, system by system, and partnership by partnership.